At the end of every year, I do a year review. I do it with my significant other around the fireplace. We light the fireplace. We have our, what is it called? Martinelli sparkling cider. We sip on that. We have some gingerbread cookies. We do our year review. But we'll have to find some different questions because I usually ask myself the questions that I'm going to answer here for you. So I also should mention December is my favorite month. Absolutely, like a landslide win. I love it. I play Christmas jazz music every day when I wake up and I'm making my coffee. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 Christmas trees, 2 of them full size. I can't get enough of Christmas and Christmas time and the spirit of Christmas. Like I'm in. Okay, I'm all in. I love December, and then Christmas is over, but then it's not at all sad for me because I get to jump right into my year-end review. So I spend the week after Christmas, leading into the new year, just reflecting and thinking about what I liked that happened, what I didn't like, what I'd like to do differently. Just I do a deep dive. So I'm excited for this. I just wanted to give you the full context, paint the picture here because it's really one of my favorite things to do. Okay, I'm jumping in. What is my proudest achievement? That's always the first thing I go to is achievement. What did I achieve? That's how I like to define each of my years is through the things that I achieved or accomplished. And now I'm looking at these and I'm going, I might need to change my end of year questions because I don't want that to be the thing that leads me anymore. But my proudest achievement would be probably finishing the first draft of a novel. What or whom are you most thankful for? This is the next question. My significant other and my home that makes me feel safe and proud and peaceful. What surprised you most? Oh boy, the whole year was a surprise. I'll tell you that much. No, truly, honestly, what surprised me most was that priorities shifted. Who knows, maybe they'll shift again or shift back. But work was always my number one priority. It's up through, most of this year. And then cut to the burnout episode of this podcast, which if you haven't listened, that'll give some more context. But yeah, my priorities are shifting and it's bizarre and uncomfortable for me, but I'm working on it and through it. How has your relationship with yourself changed? I've really realized how much more self-trust I need. I thought I had built, I have, to give myself credit where credit's due, I have built a ton of trust with myself over the years, but clearly I need to be able to trust myself more and trust my body more as opposed to trying to analyze and intellectualize everything and, make my little charts and graphs and whatever. I just need to tune in with my body more. I need to tune in with my body more. Just settle into that and trust that. I really do believe that my body and all, particularly women's bodies, have a lot of inherent wisdom in them. I believe that, and I want to get in touch with mine more. How have your life goals changed? This has changed a lot. I would say the fact that I'm cooking HelloFresh 3 times a week. This is not an ad. This is not an ad. Okay, I don't know if I know I've done ads for HelloFresh in the past. Maybe they're sponsoring this episode. I don't know, but I will say genuinely, I'm cooking. Okay, guys, I used my own fucking promo code. All right, I'm not ashamed. 50 hard feelings. I used my own code and I ordered HelloFresh, and I've been making them for, I think this is my 5th week maybe making them, and I love it. I'm enjoying cooking in in whatever small kind of guided way that counts as. But I mention this not to promote HelloFresh, although it really is just America's #1 food service. No, I don't know. I don't know what the slogan is, but it's my #1 food service. I'll tell you that much. But the fact that I even want to cook, that's something that I always just kind of wrote off and was like, I'm not that. Like I didn't even want to be associated with anything that, to me, it was like work was the only thing that I wanted to think about. But now I'm really enjoying the act of making a meal. And I really want to be more present in aspects of my life besides work. So really, yeah, my life goals have changed a lot. There's much more of a sense of wanting to appreciate and relish in lifestyle, as opposed to just like rigorously nose to the grindstone every single day. That's definitely been a big shift for me. How have your relationships with friends and family changed? I would say my family relationships, it's primarily my brothers. That's stayed consistent. That's been consistent for years, which is great and lovely. But with my friends, that's really changed. I've made, I guess this is also it kind of ties into life goals, the last question, but I've made a lot of friends recently, and I want to continue to nurture those friendships and build trust in those friendships and be there to support other people and their life experiences and their ups and downs. And I can't believe it. Friends were really something that I kind of, another thing that I maybe scoffed at a little bit in the past, or just thought like, it's a waste of time, you know? And I know why I felt that way. And I'd been burned before, I was going to say, where it's like, I'd had some friends that maybe weren't, maybe betrayed my trust, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so it was hard to kind of rebuild trust with new friends. But I will say that process has been much more fulfilling and easy in my 30s, because people know who they are. Once in your 30s, it's like people have lived some life, they've broken some hearts, they've had their heart broken, they've experienced loss in some way. Like there's more texture to people, I feel like, in the 30s. And so the friends that I've made feel more rooted and feel like they have a sturdier foundation. And so that's changed a lot, but I also look forward to building those friendships. What do I wish I had worried about less? Everything. Everything. Oh, God. Yeah. Everything. Moving on. What is the funniest memory of the year? I feel like that's a hard one. There's no way of like describing a funny memory without it having a you had to be there kind of tone. You know what I mean? Let's see. It wasn't really funny, but I randomly got coffee with Chris Rock, the Chris Rock, and he was lovely. It was lovely. It was great. We talked for hours, and I could have talked for even longer. But he goes, I feel like I was sent here at this exact time, at this exact moment, to be your guardian angel. And I was like asking him for advice, like just asking him for advice and picking his brain on stuff. And he was like, don't believe for a second that you're lucky. Don't believe it. Know that you're where you are for a reason. Know that success doesn't happen randomly. Know that it's because of your talent. And it was just like, it was so nice. He was so kind. I left absolutely buzzing. But now, I'm not kidding you, every single time, I don't know why it comes up when I'm in the shower, but every single time I'm showering, every fucking time, 100, every day since then, it's been like probably 6 months since then, every day when I'm showering, I like smile to myself thinking, Chris Rock is my guardian angel. It's a thought that makes me feel okay. It's a thought that brings me great peace. It's not really what was asked, but it came to mind. What new or renewed friendships do you cherish? Okay. Pauline, Aaron, Billy, Ryan, Rosie. I've made some really, really great friends this year that I cherish. I struggle with the word cherish. I'm gonna be honest. That is a precious moments kind of word. That's a very Hallmark card word that I genuinely feel for these friends. Okay. What bad habits do you wish you'd changed? Okay. I bite literally one of my nails, only one, and it's real jagged, and I wish that I had stopped biting that. That's like a very small, why that gets so caught in my throat. I sounded like Snape. That's one very small habit that I wish I would have changed. Also, picking my skin. Whenever I had breakouts, I would pick, and it would just only make it worse. But now that I've found benzoyl peroxide, thank God, don't have to worry about that so much. Although I do wish that I just picked my skin less, even like worn gloves or mittens or something to prevent. That would have been great. Obsessing, I think, is one that I'd really like to change, where I just can fixate and go over and over and over something in my mind, and just kind of spinning my wheels. It doesn't necessarily lead to any sort of forward movement or growth or progress. It's just kind of like an anxious effort that leads nowhere is what obsessing feels like to me. So I wish that I'd changed or can change that. What theme do you want the next year to take? You know what I genuinely want for my year? I genuinely want it to be relaxing. I want to relax. Ooh, I feel that like running down my body when I say that. My body agrees. It's saying, yes, please. I'm tired. That was fun. I enjoyed doing this, reflecting a bit. I am going to go think about Chris Rock being my guardian angel. If you want more hard feelings, you're in luck. You've got options. On Apple Podcasts, there's bonus content for subscribers with Lemonada Premium. You can hear me answer exclusive questions from listeners. On Spotify, you can talk to each other by leaving comments on each episode. And on Amazon Music, you can listen ad-free with a subscription to Amazon Prime. I'm Jennette McCurdy, the creator, executive producer, and host of Hard Feelings. It's produced by Lemonada Media in coordination with Happy Rage Productions. Our production team is Keegan Zema, Aria Bracci, and Brian Castillo. Music is by Hannes Brown. Steve Nelson is Lemonada's Vice President of Weekly Content. Rachel Neal is Lemonada's Senior Director of New Content. Executive producers are Stephanie Whittles-Wax, Jessica Cordova-Kramer, and me.